What's going on, guys? So making a short little video here, short and sweet for YouTube, and I just wanted to say that today we're going to go over a little bit of nutrition advice. And when I say nutrition, a lot of people think that just entails food, and of course food is very important because food is fuel, and fuel can be misconstrued into a lot of different things as far as like what we actually eat versus what we actually utilize. And we'll go into that in a different kind of video, but right now we're going to talk about electrolytes. One of the most important being not alone just sodium, but potassium. And the reason why potassium is important is that potassium is not available in a lot of things that we eat, especially if we have a clean diet. And what I mean by clean diet is non-processed foods. So single ingredient foods, if you're eating a lot of rice for energy, of carbs, you get your starches from potatoes and sort of things like that. And of course our proteins. Proteins have a lot of amino acids and other ingredients that are very good for us to have. But again, they don't have a lot of potassium. A lot of people think, oh, well, I'll just eat a lot of bananas. Bananas aren't, yes, they do have potassium in them, but they also have a high source of carbohydrates. A lot of people in some sports don't really have a lot of carbohydrates because they do a lot of low carb diets. So for bodybuilding and so forth, a lot of people can't just go eating a ton of bananas. So again, the reason why I say potassium is important is because it's one of the most important deals as far as electrolytes. And why it's important is because it helps connect all your muscles. So electrolytes, think of it as electricity. If you are lacking electricity, that light bulb in your body is going to be kind of dim. The more electrolytes you have, it connects a lot more functions inside your body, and this turns that light bulb on bright. And if you've ever taken a few days off of writing, or taken a few days off of lifting, or taken a few days off, whatever you do in your sports, you normally feel better. Well, that's probably because one, you've had rest. Two, you've had food, which has replenished all your nutrition that you need, but also it's replaced your electrolytes. And that kind of is allowing that light bulb to burn a lot brighter inside of your body, so to speak. Also, when we eat carbohydrates, if carbohydrates don't possess the potassium, it's depleting your potassium, if that makes sense. So if you're eating carbohydrates, your carbohydrates turn to glucose. Your glucose also pulls out potassium. And so this means that if you are already lacking potassium, they're just trying to pull potassium out of your blood to store it with your glucose when you eat carbs. This means you're going to be depleting potassium. And a lot of people say, oh, well, too much potassium is bad. Too much sodium is bad. In most instances, in most sports, especially endurance sports, you're never going to have too high of sodium or potassium. And also your body has pumps. So I'll kind of go into that shortly. If you are consuming a lot of electrolytes and a lot of potassium and this sort of thing, your body has a sodium pump and a potassium pump. So if you do consume too much of them, your body will simply excrete them, and this is done with water. So another key ingredient to being hydrated and having electrolytes is making sure you have enough water intake throughout the day, because if you do consume too much, your body will get rid of it, and the way it gets rid of it is opening up one of the pumps, sodium pump, potassium pump, and excreting it through your urine. And that's a way that it gets rid of it inside your body. So guys, especially in sports, I know a lot of people read all these things in the magazines and this and that, and oh God, don't eat sodium and don't have too high of salt, and it's bad because the way they say these things, my quads look huge right now. The way they say these things is that if you're overweight and you're eating a lot of sodium and you're retaining a lot of water, and that leads to high blood pressure. I mean, there's so many things that are out there that just are counterproductive for athletes and people that are active in nature. And the problem is that those people that don't understand nutrition or know how these things work, they kind of read that and think, oh man, maybe I shouldn't be adding sodium to my meals. If you're cooking meals at home and you're not adding sodium, you are going to be deficient here pretty soon. That's just the way it is, because the people that are not active and eating these meals out and such that have a lot of sodium and everything added to them in the processed foods, they're having a ton of extra sodium throughout the day that they don't even need. So regardless, just look into potassium, guys. It is very important for your body. And also, if you've ever had like flu-like symptoms as far as like diarrhea, upset stomach, things like that, it could be because you are a little bit dehydrated. And the reason why you could be dehydrated is because you don't have enough electrolytes, i.e. sodium and potassium, inside of your body to hold on to the water that you need to be able to hold on to make sure that you don't go and have any type of dehydration like that. And that's also another reason why people get dehydrated, is because their O2 balance is way up here and their electrolytes are down here, and your body is not going to hold on to that. So that's why when you're trying to get hydrated again, you need to have electrolytes with water, or you'll just continually pass the water. So look into that, guys. Just hope that helps out for you guys that are experiencing any things that may seem like you may be dehydrated. Look into potassium. They do make potassium pills, which I wouldn't recommend just potassium by itself. I would probably go for something that does have electrolytes and potassium in it, because you're going to need all of them in balanced. So check that out, guys. I hope that helps. Any information, just drop a comment below. If you need help or maybe understanding anything about nutrition, anything about hydration, anything about training, anything like that I can help you go over as far as coaching and stuff like that, I'd really like to have people reach out and that I can help. Of course, you can follow my Instagram, but I will try to make more YouTube videos. Quick note, I did just grab this little guy right here, this DJI action cam. So I will be using this in the race this weekend. We have a driveway icebreaker, they call it, and we have a pretty big field in 3-4. So I'm going to try to get some video and also video some of the Pro 1-2-3 race as well. So look forward to uploading more videos. And again, if you have any comments or questions, drop a comment below and I'll be happy to answer any of them.